My brother is in the building. That was him right there with T.I. Trae Tha Truth.
What up, bro?
And he always so cool. Swear, man. So much going on, man. We ain't caught up in a while, but man, you literally are a legend, a hood like superhero on so many levels, man. I've stood next to you on many occasions in your city. Only man I ever known that had his own holiday. But like everybody said, oh yeah, we gonna dedicate this. This gonna be, Nick Cannon Day, and they might give you a little proclamation. But don't shit mean nothing after they give you that certificate. Like that's just like a one-time thing. But this man here, if you in Houston on Trey Day, like kids ain't even gotta go to school on that day. Like, it's a real thing, and it's because, and it's not, I mean, obviously he is an artist. I mean, dope records, 11 studio albums, I believe, right?
Man, I lost count.
He got records. But I think his artistry, and I say this respectfully, his artistry is secondary to the superhero actions that he's actually really done, man. And I joke when I say superhero, but I low-key mean it because the things that he's done for his community, the things that he's done for our community, the people, and we've seen a few of them out loud, but a lot of it goes untalked about because this is just the type of brother he is, and he's just a real one. And I want to unpack a lot of that today. But, man, you really for your people. You really put on. Where does this energy come from?
Man, I think it naturally just came in general from just my heart.
Right.
People who know me know from way back when I always just been one to look out for others before I look out for myself. And, it's a blessing. I laugh and joke about it now. I say it's a gift and a curse because my kids the same way.
Yeah.
And I'll be looking at them like, man, what is y'all doing? And stop giving everything away. But how can I say that?
Yeah, nah, 'cause that's you. That's your spirit.
Yeah. So definitely that, man. And it's so crazy that you just said the music secondary, right? This is the first time I got an album about to officially drop in a long time. Because every time I get ready to drop an album, something's going on in the world. And I have to choose, do I focus on my career and what I love doing, or do I focus on what I love doing and make sure I help the people? And the music always come secondary. So I feel like God opened up a lane for me. This go round where it ain't nothing too crazy that just took me off the path. And I'm getting next Friday the album come out October 20th.
There it is. Make sure y'all go cop that for sure. Now we gotta talk about this because I mean you've been doing the music thing for a minute, but what is left in the music game? Because I want to talk about this specifically, even Houston as well. But what is left as a business in actual music? Because it's in such a different place now, and the fact that we dropping an album next week. I know the hard work that goes into that. I know the long nights, the blood, sweat, and tears. The other side that most people don't see, making sure the clearances is going through, and making sure that everything's lined up so it's on all the DSPs at the right time. Like, there's so much work, so many people that go into it. The business of music, of actually songs. Explain why that's still important to you.
One, I think off top for sure, just the love that I have for it, my passion for the music itself. But it is, for me, is important because knowing where I started and where I came from to where I'm at now. Because when you first start in the game, you pray for days to even be able to get a fan base, or pray for days to even be able to be put in position.
Right.
And the combination between me as a person, the music, and building myself as a household name and a brand all go hand in hand together with me right now. So, I mean, it's just...
So it's just something that keeps the brand moving.
Yeah. I think, and if you jump spiritually, right,
Mm.
I think God definitely left the lane for my music and the business in the music
Yeah.
to introduce me to other people in the world, like those who just look at me as the hero.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They may have not taken to me right off the rip if I didn't have that platform or wasn't in the business to where it made it cool for them to pay attention. Because, you know, I laugh and joke with people, but if you really pay attention, man, I found a way to make it cool to give back.
Yeah.
You know,
And
you
that,
got to think before then. People may have been giving back doing their thing, but I made it to where you can do it and you're not trying to. You don't have to brag or put it in people's face. You just you bring awareness to people. Me and my brother, Mr. Rogers.
yeah, see, I want to unpack that a little bit because I think the only or one of the main ways you were able to do that is because you so solid, is because you so certified, and there's some gangsterdom that comes with that. You know what I mean? There's some like, oh no, there's credibility of being a real one
Yeah.
that you can make things that where if the average person did it, it could look square or it could look like, man, what you doing? Like,
Yeah.
but the fact that, oh no, if this dude who I know can move this whole room around if he wanted to is going to do the right thing, is going to, you know, be the humble giant, that comes with some, that comes with not only effort, but that comes with some strong wisdom to where, all right, we know what Trae Tha Truth, and that's what I wanted to talk about even when I said I want to talk about the Houston and what it means to music, because I think that city represents that, because we know it's not easy being from Texas, specifically from Houston, but then we know there could be, we know it could get grimy, but
Any
it's,
city can.
yeah, but it seems like Houston is one of those cities that even in adversity and in tough times, they come together.
Yeah.
And we've seen you move through the city with that credibility, and you know we've seen more likely than not that you choose to operate on the highest frequency. But we also know it's a lot of shit that goes down. Like, how do you navigate to be Trae Tha Truth, the superhero, or be Trae Tha Truth, the cat that might have to let people know what it is?
Man, so it all go hand in hand, right? But believe it or not, I'm at a point now where I'm trying to get to where I don't have to let nobody know what it is, man.
Right.
I'm just being real with you, you know, 'cause I have my hiccups, you know, and I'm human. So, you know, sometimes we fall victim to reacting or you know, just moving off impulse and the nature that we were raised to deal with or be. But I'm at a point now, man, you know, where it's about legacy, it's about my kids, it's about other stuff. So I think everything about me as a whole is just kind of well balanced at this point.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, when I say I hate to be that person, sometimes I have to, because you have situations like Breonna Taylor where we got to go really
Yeah.
get in front of them ones, you know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
they took me to jail a few times and everything.
Right.
Even now to this day, we trying to, you know, the dude Daniel Cameron running for governor who
Oh,
couldn't even convict a officer. You know, so crazy. He couldn't convict them officers for killing Breonna. But when we showed up to his house, he tried to give us felonies for even being on his
for just being on his property.
Yeah,
I remember.
You see how backwards that is.
Yeah.
Man? But I think that's the that's the gift and a curse. I don't know if you seen, it was a prank that came up the other day on me and T.I. with White Dolomite.
So we gonna get to that, and I was like, cause I mean, we do the pranks and stuff all that, but I was like, they don't look like Trey playing.
Yeah, but you know the crazy thing. Well, one, I love my brother T.I. to death, because if you pay attention, he kept saying, "Hey, think about it, think about it." And you know, in my mind, I'm like, "Hey, bro, it's positive vibes," because you know, he be on me heavy, man, because it's just about, we at a point in life, man. You know, we gotta live, and you know, when you first come up in the game, you be worried about what people say, how they say it,
Yeah.
and you gotta prove yourself. But it's like my name already written in stone, so now I gotta.
You already the superhero, man. Your story is real, but even and just so we can unpack it a little bit, there's a, I guess you call him a comedian, a dude by the name of White Dolomite.
Yeah. Shout out him, man.
And a lot of these guys nowadays, they just want to go viral, so they come up and they say stuff and try stuff, and a lot of times, because even like, certain dudes that I know, like Queens Flip, who, he act like he fighting you. They talk about it beforehand, and then even when they talk about it, they still go a little too damn far. But now they got the footage and they want to post it, but this dude just be walking up to people saying stuff like, "Wow," and clearly he knew who y'all was, but I was like, this is dangerous, like, and not only because Trey is a real one. But then we all known Tip for a long time too, and Tip he's changed and evolved. But I remember T.I. versus T.I.P.
Yeah.
Those T.I.P. is a whole different person than T.I. And it's almost like he walked up on two pit bulls, and I was like, this ain't gonna go good for Buddy.
But you know the thing, man, T.I. actually is, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know, that's my voice of reason, and we would debate to the end, but
Yeah.
because like, say if it was to go, if it would have went another way, the first thing before I go there, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna ride with you, but what's going, the reaction, how people finna take to this.
Yeah.
You don't need to be in nobody's trouble, but hey, if you gonna do it, I'm riding with you.
I'm right there with you.
So when he do stuff like that, I'm already knowing, like, bro, just. You got it. I'm cool. I'm gonna get out the way. Yeah,
and somebody said to me the other day, it's like, obviously when you know what you got, you ain't gotta flex it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen you. I've been in situations where just your presence can calm a room. Was like some real killers in the room. Like real, like it's supposed to happen, and just because he's standing there, everybody respects. Like, all right, ain't nothing gonna happen because, Trey will bring people from different parts of the city, different parts of the community, different whatever it is, and they all stand down because you right there.
Yeah, and I don't think it's that they have to be necessarily fearful. I think that comes the part they know I'm going to give it to them real, and they know my intention is something solid for them, because they know I'm not sugarcoating, we ain't babying nothing. Like, if the situation don't need to happen, you have to, because you have a lot of times people don't give you the game of the guys, they'll watch you crash out. But
yeah.
You can find somebody that genuinely understand you, will tell you, hey man, like, bro, that ain't it, you know what I'm saying? And even though it may make them feel uncomfortable at first, like, damn, somebody telling me this, but then you'll go to see, nah, that person telling me that because they don't want to watch me crash myself or mess myself off. So I think it just be the mutual respect. And not only just bring the people in the city together. If you pay attention to Trey Day, a lot of times that was a lot of y'all first time meeting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people from across the
bringing
world.
us from all over different hoods coming to support you, and such a good vibe that you like, oh wow, I'm out here, and I didn't know I was gonna run into Buddy that from Miami. I didn't know I was going to, like, and you created, because you bring athletes, actors, activists, musicians, and
everybody,
just for the city.
Yeah. And matter of fact, let me stop right here. I gotta commend you. People probably don't know, like, even on top of you coming out there, you actually one of the few that actually would always donate to the cause in general. Like,
yeah,
don't forget you came and seeing you. Like, man, I'm gonna do my part to try and help with what you're doing for the city, but also that was a form of pushing me to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause sometimes, bro, it get hard, whether it may be stressful financially or just stressful just from the hours and just the work and the time you put in and stuff that you lose in the process.
Nah, let's give them that journey a little bit, because some people may or may not know, man. How did you go from just being a rapper, but to literally being a community leader and an activist and having your own day? And because I even know, as we know, there's people even in your city that was hating on you just on that level. They didn't want to see you shine, just even.
I mean, but that happened to this day, bro.
Yeah.
To this day, you know, it's a lot with love, but then you have some that don't. But man, it was so crazy. I was just riding the other day, right, and I was listening to a song with me and Nipsey, and the song called "Doing Me," but I'll never forget. We were just kicking, and Nipsey was like, "Man, how they feel about me, that's not my business."
Yep.
And I think I really be having to use that format right now.
Real
Because,
talk.
you know, man, a lot of us, and I can't really speak for you, but I would think at times, you know, we see some of the stuff people say, we see some of the stuff that go on, and we want to react a lot of times, but we got to understand, man, that shouldn't even really bother us as much, you know. I was telling somebody I used to not understand when Jay-Z would just ignore so many people. Like, be like, man, don't let them people play with you. You got to get on them. But now I see, like, bro, everybody don't deserve even that attention. And if you reacting to everybody, man, you losing half your time because you're gonna be focused on what they got going on.
Nah, that's real. I mean, cause you got too much real work to do.
Yeah.
And like I say, like how did it all come about? How did you switch from just?
So I want to correct you, man. I tell people I don't like being called no activist. I don't
Really?
like being called no I don't, because I feel like they put you in a box, right?
Right.
And not only that, when you go to putting that title with my name, I still move around the streets. I still make the same type of music. So now it's like, well, he ain't supposed to do this, or he ain't supposed to do this.
Right.
Like,
I'm still
I
the
gotta
truth.
still be me. You know what I'm saying? So don't put no title on that. And plus,
Well, we know ABN stand for assholes by nature.
that and angel by nature. But I'm just at a point, like, I feel like I don't really need the titles, because that's the hard part, right? Like, I'll never forget, man, for the first time, it was a while back, a fan said they said something slick to me on camera. And in my first mind, I be on go.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm like, man, just come on, come talk to me. Come. But it's like, I ain't never been that one to be passive or let stuff make it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
ain't one to play with.
But part of growth is like, man, you gotta understand that some of that stuff worth it. You know? Now that I look back at some of the situations I've been in and that had going on, it's like, was it really worth it at that moment? You know, even whether it may be losses I take, whether it may be relationships that sever, whether it may be stuff that affect me with my kids, it just, you gotta ask yourself, is a lot of that stuff worth it, man?
Right.
And I know I probably went off track of what you said.
No, you said it. You said it straight. It was like, it ain't about being an activist. You are authentically who you are.
Yeah.
So even to answer that question, it sounds like you always been this.
Yeah. So people, a lot of people didn't really realize who I was until Harvey.
Oh, right.
Well, as far as to the world.
You talking about the hurricane?
Yeah, but when you go back to look, man, I've been getting awarded from the city of Houston since 1999.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's over 2 decades I've been doing this. You know how you have a artist blow up and they be like, oh, they blew up overnight, not knowing that rapper been rapping for
forever. Especially in your city. I mean, like, cause the industry is y'all got your own industry, and you've been a star in Houston, like you said, for forever.
Yeah, easily 23 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and shout out to everybody doing their thing in Houston, because everybody got their own trials, tribulations, struggles. I think each one of us contribute to the culture in different ways, man. Whether it may be some of the biggest artists in the world, from whether it may be R&B, rap, or even country, whatever it may be. We contribute just from our culture, from our sound, just our vibe, And some people be mad, like, well, man, they trying to sound like us. But for me, as long as they give them props and they let it be known that they sound was keyed up by Texas or Houston like that, I feel like, man, that's that's giving us light and love that we didn't get it from others. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's always a good thing.
and they gotta give it a probably like eventually we probably gonna end up seeing the Rap a Lot movie. You know what I mean? Like it got like just really and because it goes all the way back that far to really the golden era of hip hop, the beginning. Like Houston been there, like from day one. As New York was popping off, so was Texas, and for that to be you're rooted in it. I mean you was a young guy you probably seen it all. Do you remember one when you first start rapping and then how it all came about from the beginning of Trae Tha Truth?
I think my first time ever being heard on a real album was 96 or 97, so I was like 16 or 17 years old.
Hey.
I always loved music. Mom used to actually be a singer. I actually, it's so crazy. At some point, I needed to ask her, because you know how they find a lot of the older singers with albums you can find on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have to go back to try and
find Mom's album.
Yeah. But so that comes to the part where a lot of people didn't know I could sing too. So I rap and sing.
Oh yeah, now we hear it. We hear the melody.
yeah. So that's where that come from. But that's what it was. That was my first time, man. I'm one of them people. I'm loyal and dedicated to something. So I was young. My older brother got hit with 2 life sentences, and I believe it was so crazy, man. I was just watching him go through trial. I could have been like maybe 12, 13. And, when he used to call from the county before he got shipped out of prison, he would send letters with his raps home, and I'd be trying to recite them and learn them.
That's what's up.
And that's how I started. And when I started off, I was horrible.
Really?
I was horrible, but I could recite whatever, Any artist that come, I could recite them. But as far as on my own, I didn't know nothing about writing or anything. And,
right.
Man, it went from there to where I am now. Now you could put me in the room with whoever, and I'm going to adapt and give it to them.
And then, I mean, just because, I don't know, obviously you and I got a relationship, and I believe it. I don't know what the public knows or not, but it's just like based off of just your connection to Jay Prince and that being family. I mean, and him being a fixture, not just in Houston hip hop, but just in hip hop
across the world
in general, man. And you kind of always like coming up and being able to witness what he was building. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we are. We got like a father-son relationship, man, and he just always been supportive, man, and supportive from the music just to everything in general. Like I remember I just seen him probably like maybe a few weeks ago. We was together. Drake was in town. We was doing that. We was at the venue with him, and we were just chopping it up, and he was telling me one thing about me, by any means necessary, even against all odds, I'm always gonna make it out of the way and come out on top. And we were just laughing. But the main thing he said was F these people, man.
Yeah.
If they don't like you, they don't mess with you, they count you out, F them, man. Keep doing you and keep giving these people hell. Because he always used to tell people, man, one thing about me, I'm out hustle, I'm out work, I'm out. Because he'll tell people he ain't really seen nobody that had the work ethic that I got. You know what I'm saying? And back then I didn't really understand it, but now I see it because I run circles around people when it comes.
And do it all. He his own PR, his own management, his own everything.
So me and Kenny, I'm laughing with Kenny. I got a whole PR team. Shout out Mighty. But me and Kenny are riding. I'm like, the reason I didn't have a team is because anything I need, I'm going to do it myself. Like, for instance, they was reaching out to everybody about me coming to LA, and next thing you know, I'm personally just, hey, I'm here, set this up so I can pull up, you know what I'm saying? So.
And that's the best way to do it. I mean, and it's funny because, even knowing, you being here today and you know, I'm literally, I got to travel today and all that. I was like, Trey, come on, I'm gonna come in and make sure we do it for my guy. You know what I mean? But in any other scenario, if they would have went through the publicist or whatever, like, oh nah, he's working, he's shooting a show, or you know what I mean? Like, but because of this business is based off of relationships, and when you know somebody's spirit, you know somebody's solid, and you know what they've done. You want to help people. You want to be like, look, he looked out for me. I'm gonna look out for him. Like all of those type of things. There's never been a time where I haven't touched down in Houston and when like it needed anything. You like, yo, we got it. Let's get it together. And even it's funny because I had always known Jay Prince and stuff like that, but it wasn't to your point. It wasn't until Trae Day that I think the first time that I came down that I actually got a chance to sit and build with him and talk at the event. And it was just like, that's what you've done. You brought, you know, not only your city together, but you brought people from all different walks of life. So you can move different throughout this industry than other people can.
Yeah, that. And then I was thinking about not only when we were talking about the philanthropist, activist stuff, but remember, I always been one of the people to go against the grain, right?
Yeah.
Like for instance, I'm probably one of the only rappers that never smoke and drink.
Right.
But then even if you take it to me giving back, then you switch it all the way. I'm probably one of the few that made it cool to be a dad, because you know I have my kids on the show and everything.
Yeah, so, be right there on the stage.
Yeah, so I always, I always just do me, man, because I feel like it's no point of just trying to fit in, man. If they gonna rock with you, they gonna rock with you, and if they not, they not. You know, you got to just do what's best for you or make you comfortable.
And one of the videos, I mean, one of the movements you put together, but it went viral a couple times, and I want to unpack it a little bit. What happened where you saved an old lady's house, or what was the
yeah, that's Miss Martha, man. We still, to this day, they took her to jail behind a $77 trash bill, and which she didn't even owe the money. But the point is, the fact that you would even take her to jail or put her in cuffs was, that gave me a different type. See, that brings out the
dog in you.
Yeah. So
you had to protect.
Yeah.
So wait, so was this in Houston, or this was it was a whole different city that you just got wind of, right?
It was in Alabama, like right outside of Atlanta. See, man, it's so crazy. I didn't outgrew just helping in Houston.
Yeah, now they calling on you from
everywhere.
They sending the signal up in the sky. Trey, come give us the truth.
And then it be like I was telling people, it be messed up sometimes, because if I feel I can't get there, I be feeling horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I always can get there, but it'll have to be something else going on that's in the way of me getting there. But most of the time, I usually get to them.
So you heard that Miss Martha was dealing with some stuff was it the city that was on her?
Yeah, well, the city technically is who put the quote-unquote trash bill, but yeah, the police, the fact of how they took her to jail, imagine if that was one of our
But that was your mama, your grandma.
Yeah, like, so I got there, and I remember, man, I had to find and show it to you. I think it might have went up one day on one of the socials, and she was just like, I don't know where he come from, but he was God sent.
Yeah, I saw that.
Raised about maybe 40, 50K. Me and Bell Furniture out of Houston, we refurnished the house. Now I got a homie named Charlie and Lank from Rocket, and we started slowly but surely rebuilding the house. The thing is, when I deal with people, bro, I keep relationships. I still deal with them. Like, I don't help them one time. Like,
yeah. You lock in, and you're not doing it for publicity. You doing it because it's real relationships.
And that's the thing, man. So when you have some people that don't understand, Nick. Some people be like, oh well, anything I do, I ain't never got to show it. And it's like, I don't show it to show you what I'm doing. I'm showing you to bring awareness, because it may be some other people out there that can help them the same way I'm helping them. I may able to do something that I can't do, and it just goes to bring awareness to show you what's really going on in the world, because a lot of us be in our own world, our own bubble.
Facts.
And may not know something right up the street is happening that can
that's
really
you shining your light to where you're not showing off. You saying like, look, come join me.
Yeah.
And we've done that together. It's funny too, because even in the chat right now, I mean, shouts out to Amy. She been following you for a long time, and you know, she's like literally saying when someone touches his heart, he's there. And
So the shout out.
yeah, and like everybody just knows that, you know, you've been doing this work for a long time. But you mentioned Harvey earlier. That was well, we had already got down a bunch of times, but when there was a hurricane, we was going door to door.
Yeah.
Man, like, and it was the craziest thing. It was
so
me,
crazy.
Trey,
I
Bun
just
B.
thought about it. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you was there with you. We actually probably been in the trenches a lot together.
Yeah, man. Like I mean, it was crazy, man. We would walk in these people's houses and it'd be water up to their knees. And first of all, because it's the hood. So regardless of the hurricane, just how they was living in general was like these conditions. And you watch this brother come through with these trucks, man, and not bringing supplies and helping getting the water out. And I'm like, this dude is a real life superhero. Like, and I pulled up like, I was like, yo, whatever you need me to do, I'm here. But it's to see, like, I got back on the plane and got back to life. This man never left. You know what I mean?
And man, people don't understand, like, it can take a toll on you. You mentally, you got to be strong enough for that, because you watching people go through it, you going through it, your health, you losing spending time with your family, cause you know, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like shout out to my brother DJ Mr. Rogers, you know, the other half of Relief Gang, like his diabetes even got worse in the process because we out every day.
Man, not taking care of yourself.
We not taking care of ourselves as much as we could have, because we trying to take care of everybody else.
Facts.
But I want to touch on what you had said when we were going door to door. See, that's the reason we do show stuff, right? Because on the outside, if you was moving around during Harvey, a house would look normal.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know nothing at all going on if you didn't go in that house.
Go inside.
Imagine you going in there and you looking at they sleeping in tents, stuff that you couldn't even imagine going on. And we learned how to take our platform and show the world what's going on, because, you know, we could have easily used our platform for other reasons, or just focus on music or to benefit or do whatever. Right, but we start showing people, you know, and that's to the point people come look at our page to see what's going on, or what's new, or in certain situations that they know is everywhere and we may be involved, they know with us they're going to get the real, you know. So
facts. So we got to talk about this new album, man. It's dropping next week. Stuck in Motion.
Yes. And it goes to what we were talking about, right? I'm at a point now where I'm really trying to work on tempo, patience, reaction. So Stuck in Motion.
Changing asshole by nature to angel by nature.
Yeah, you know, I'm still gonna be me, but the album actually, I feel is growth for me, because the music is not angry. It's just a vibe. It's a good vibe. It's showing that I'm living life. I'm enjoying life. I'm motivating the other youngsters to get out there and get money. It's just a whole bunch of different stuff. But the point of it is, now I'm on my path and I'm in motion and I'm stuck in it, which means under no circumstances will I stop. I'm stuck in motion, you know.
Love it.
The album is, oh man, and it's so crazy, right? Knowing my fan base and knowing where I come from and everything I've been through, sometimes you don't know what people will take to it, but it's like the embracement of all the music that's been coming out from it, even from the stuff with White Dolomite, the fact that of course you would have thought some people have been like, man, you should have threw him through the window.
Yeah.
But then you have some people like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm so proud, bro.
I respect your growth.
Yeah, so that's all a part of elevation, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't even know what made me go this vibe with the album. I had started, and I never forget, I had pulled up on Mr. Rogers and we just going through music, but it excited him so much that it excited me, you know.
Yeah.
I ended up just going that route with it. But of course, you know, I got records like crazy sitting up, you know.
Yeah, I know, because everybody work with you. You got joints on it. What can we expect off of this one that is going to kind of shake up the
There's
game?
no real features on there.
Oh, really?
I did the one with me and Larry June, and then the one with me and T.I. that we was actually shooting.
Okay.
And my nephew Nico. But other than that, it's just strictly me, from rapping, singing, just the vibe, and it's just all me. You know, it's executive produced by Rogers. You know, he gave me all his input. You know, with him.
And this is Grand Hustle. This is coming through.
No, you know, it's just me and 1 RPM.
Oh, okay.
I'm always Hustle Gang, but it's independent ABN and
Everybody, you getting directly to the bag, as you should. Understood. So, I mean, the album, we gonna play another joint as well.
Actually, while I'm sitting right here, in the next hour, the video for First Class featuring Larry June was the first visual off of it. It'll actually.
Yeah, we gonna play that joint. Shouts out to Larry June too. We got a real movement going on.
And you see the visual crazy. Shout out Philly Flyboy, White Rhino. When you see the visual to that, it comes out in the next hour. That's gonna be something dope too. I don't know if you know, I got my first official movie coming out.
I heard about this.
Yeah, it's a comedy called Soul, so that should be coming out any day.
Okay, so much wisdom, and there you have it. This has been my brother Trae Tha Truth, ABN, an angel by nature.
For sure.
But that new album, make sure y'all get it.
Make sure y'all get that.
And we gonna play that Larry June joint, right? Let's get to it, man. Appreciate you, and we gonna keep this thing cracking right here on the Daily Cannon.